Hey folks, Allison here. Today I want to talk to you about angels. It's one of my favorite topics. I love the angels. Now, there's a tremendous interest in angels, not only in the church, but also in the world, among other people in the New Age and stuff like that. So let's talk about angels. What are they and who do they work for? So we encounter angels both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. And angels are pure spirit. They were created by God in the different choirs of angels, if you read about it. But they were created by God to help humanity, to serve God, and they act as messengers and as our holy helpers. And each of us has been given a guardian angel. So the angels, being pure spirit, unlike man who was encumbered by original sin, when they were given the choice to choose God or not, 1/3 of them, led by Lucifer, rebelled, and they became the fallen angels, what we know today as demons. But the overwhelming majority of them chose God. Now, angels are here to help us. So it's important to understand, because they work for God, they don't really work for us. They're here to help us, but they work for God, which means that they will help us if it's something that, with things that are God's will, that help us to attain salvation, and even in sometimes these daily struggles of life, protecting us, guiding us, inspiring us, and just helping us sometimes with little things. I know when I have a really busy day, at Mass in the morning, I'll pray for my guardian angel to help me to get it all done or to organize it, and I'm amazed at how much more I get done. But I want to tell you a couple of funny stories. Years ago, many years ago, I had bought a pair of pants. A friend of mine had gotten these pants, and they were polyester. It was my first pair of polyester pants. I used to make fun of my mom for wearing polyester pants. I was still living at home at the time with my mom, and these pants were perfect. They were a perfect straight leg, and they had cuffs on the bottom, and they even had that little thing, like that little stirrup, so you can keep them in your boots. They were going to be my go-to pants. And I bought them like right on the cusp of summer. Wore them once, went out, I guess we went out for ice cream or something, and I sat in the restaurant and I sat in a pile of maple syrup, and I was so upset. So I went home, immediately put them in the washing machine, hung them to dry, even though I know polyester can go in the dryer. Wasn't taking any chances. These are my perfect pants. Now, the weather got warm very quickly. Didn't really look for the pants again. A few months later, I'm looking all over. I cannot find these pants anywhere in the house. I looked everywhere. Now, backing up, around the same time as I had gotten these pants, I had put together a bag of clothes to get rid of. And I'd gone through it a couple of times, and it was sitting by the front door, and something kept pulling at me to check the bag before I took it to the drop. And because I tend to be a little bit OCD, I said, no, I'm not listening to that. That's my OCD talking, and I didn't check the bag. But it was really strong and really powerful, and I totally ignored it. So now we're in the fall. I am looking all over. Finally, in exasperation, I told my mom, I can't find these pants anywhere. So she goes, wait a second. And she goes, did they have like a cuff? I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, I saw them hanging on the line. They were polyester. I figured they were mine. I tried them on. They were too tight, so I put them in the bag before you got rid of it. My guardian angel was trying to tell me that those pants were in the bag. And testadora, I didn't hear it. I just wouldn't listen. And it's funny, probably losing those pants was a good thing, because I remember this story, even though this was decades ago. And the lesson there is that, number one, our guardian angel will help us even with mundane things. Why? Because God loves us even in these stupid little details, these shallow details of my perfect pair of pants. I still remember how strong that call was and how I didn't listen to it. So I think it's important. One of the things I think is very important for us is always to be kind of centered, kind of quiet, so that we can hear those inspirations and listen, because our guardian angel helps us. I remember another time I was driving in the Bronx, and you can imagine how it is driving in the Bronx, and somebody cut me off, and I remember turning the wheel and hitting the brake before I was even consciously aware that I was getting cut off. And I remember it was striking to me. The other thing my guardian angel is great at is parking spots. One of my clients, I used to tell her, pray to your guardian angel. She was late for the train, had to get there, had to get a spot right in the front or she was going to miss the train. She prayed to my guardian angel and she got a spot. We were laughing about it, but they work for us, all right? But they're really working for God. And I think the point is that God loves us so much that even though those small details of life, getting our work done, he cares. He's listening and he's sending us help. And we need to really enlist the help of our angels. Now, St. Raphael is one of my favorites. And the reason we called the company the Raphael Remedy is because it's a powerful story in the book of Tobit, how two people, Sarah and Tobit, were just in desperation, and they cried out to God in just despair. And God sent St. Raphael to heal all their troubles and heal their wounds naturally, but with an angel's help. So I think it's really important that we know that. Now, again, understanding who the angels work for, we have to understand that if we're calling on angels outside of that, all right, so some people in the New Age are very fascinated with angels, but angels are not going to help us to do things that are not good for us, that are bad for other people. And it's always, and I've said this in other videos, everything is about relationship, all right? Our relationship with God, and the angels are there to enhance that. So when the angels fell, they retained their powers and they retain their character. So they can still do things and perform miracles even, or seemingly things that look like miracles. But just like in the New Age, people may enlist fallen angels that they don't even realize are fallen. Understand something. They don't work for you any more than God's angels work for you. They're working for Satan. So we have to really be very, very careful. Everything has to be ordered to our relationship with God and His creation and His will. And I think that's really, really helpful. But get to know your guardian angel. I know some people like to find out the name of their angel, and I know many who caution against that because we're subject to deception. I just call my angel, Angel. I don't know if it's a he or a she, because they're really not he or she. Usually refer to him as a he, but they don't have gender like we do. But to kind of be aware, sometimes where God is inspiring you to call out for help when you feel like you're in danger, when you need help, when you feel overwhelmed, or even sometimes when you feel really down. All right, they can mediate God's consolations to us because they work for God. And just like the story of my pants, which seems almost ridiculous, God loves us and He wants the best for you, and He wants you to be happy even in these little details of life. So I hope you find that helpful. Make sure you like and share the video, and please hit the subscribe button. God bless you.